list of these suggestions and post them on our website. And I will try to do that and get that to you as soon as possible. Our next speaker is Nicole Burman, who also was a student at the University of West Florida, graduated 2 years ago, and works for the Escambia County FACT team. LEAP team. Okay, the LEAP team is very similar, but less funded. And what they try to do is keep people with chronic and persistent mental illnesses safe and sustained in the community. So this is Nicole, a powerful woman, and here you go.
Thank you. All right, so are y'all okay? I know a lot of you are probably like freaked out. I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff that I should be doing different. And unless you don't have anxiety like I do, you might not be thinking those things. But I'm thinking those things all the time of I don't want to fail. I will leave off of people. So I try and then I mess up and then I try again. So I grew up and was a product of the White South. I grew up in a very similar sized parish in Louisiana, very similar racial makeup, slightly more financially stable, and I got to go to a very white Christian school, multiples of them, all throughout my life, including here, with the graduating class of 13. The one black family we had, the dad is in the House of Representatives, Florida, so they were 3 kids. Yeah.
Not sorry.
So, somebody recently told me, or I don't know, I heard, they said that the first thing that you think is a product of the culture that you've been brought up in. So if your knee-jerk reaction is like, oh, I can't believe they said that, I'm not like that, I'm not, one of these, that's a product of your culture. The second thought that you have is your character. What are you going to do about that? And I'm speaking to myself just as much as the rest of y'all. It's okay if you have that knee-jerk reaction because you've been raised in a messed up situation that is possibly super religious and super straight and super white and super monogamous and submissive and exclusionary. I'm a product of that too. But it doesn't have to be the defining characteristic that you live up with. So white feminists don't have to be white feminists in the way that we just care about those who look like us. We can make exceptions for like the LGBT community because they're like super fun. But like, black trans women, like I saw that rally posted on Facebook last night and I didn't go. Well, there were about 25 of us, the rest of us who did, and y'all should have been there because it was awesome. Looking at you, Devin, and Indigo.
Thanks.
Yeah, sorry.
We worked really hard.
So, it's nice when we show up for those things, but we're not needed. We need to talk to other folks about those things. We need to, stop talking so much. I'm already irritated at the amount of time that I've already taken up. So, whenever I first started the social work program at UW, we were given this list of isms that we are taught, and it's exactly what you were talking about of intersectionality. But there are so many more than just classism and racism. So I'm going to read you this list in this textbook the one textbook that I kept because I think it's great. Sorry, Julie.
Actually, I'm teaching that class in the
I know, that's good. All right, so classism, which brings in the aspect of prejudice of, Samantha had brought up to me of like, hey, are you going to talk about poor white folks who think they're better off than they actually are and are voting for the person that they think is like really going to make everything better, but it's all going to screw us all in the end. So yes, so the classism aspect of the, I don't know how to put that more better. Clearly, it's been late. Okay, so classism, racism, religious oppression, sexism, heterosexism, which is giving preference to all of the people who are straight and ideally white, and then everybody else is an afterthought, and an afterthought after that. Transgender oppression, ableism, I want to place emphasis on that, can be physical as well as mental health. Clearly I work in that field, so those invisible disabilities are just as impactful. Ageism is another significant one. And then somewhere in there, I don't know where it fits, is body positivity, which talks about there's no right way to have a body. You know, we don't like looking at Black bodies in culture and in the media. We're really used to seeing white people in those movies. Like the fact that there's a type movie that's got Black people in it, like, oh my goodness, what are we gonna do? Can't they recast them? Well, we need to become a little bit more aware of the way that we've been brought up as products of our media and as our families and our white southernhood, if you're from here too. So like they've also said, it's not the job of marginalized groups to educate any of us. 2 weeks ago, I had to look up what locks were on Google. But I did that because I didn't want to be stupid. So I bring that up because as, I don't know, as Haley has tried desperately to help me become, I'm still really ignorant on a lot of stuff. And like I said, I'm trying. So I hope y'all are trying too. You're gonna Google some silly stuff that you're like, oh, I should have known that or thought about that, or anyway. It's okay. It's okay. You're allowed to be uncomfortable. As a therapist and as a clinician, I help people embrace being uncomfortable because that's where the growth is. It sucks. Nobody wants to be uncomfortable. It's freezing outside. Y'all are inside. You don't want to be outside. Like half of my clients are on the streets right now. We hate being uncomfortable, but it's okay. Like it's most likely not going to kill you. And if it is, then y'all should be at the ER right now, not here. The one other thing I want to say is that folks are the experts on their own lives. It's another social work concept of if folks up here are telling you this is exactly what I live with every day, literally yesterday, literally 2 hours ago, try not to question that. Try not to say, well, if you were just a little bit nicer, if you didn't use those potty words, maybe you'd get a different response. Stop talking right there. Rewind and shut up. That's all.